Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Lean and AWP plus Lean Stronger Together conference. We're going to kick off our morning with a little bit of a video for you. What do you think? Steve, are you getting the video?
The Construction Industry Institute, with the support of the Lean Construction Institute, presents the first ever Advanced Work Packaging and Lean Construction Summit. This two-day summit is the result of nearly a year of work by AWP and Lean practitioners and academics with input from owners, contractors, and suppliers. This event is for anyone involved in industrial, commercial, or infrastructure construction that is interested in improving project performance. At the summit, you'll explore the essential concepts of AWP and Lean and gain an understanding of how AWP and Lean projects are planned and executed. You'll learn about the range of contracting approaches for AWP and Lean projects. You'll discover modularization and field assembly for improved AWP and Lean project results, and you'll hear how to apply all these learnings to your projects. The benefits of AWP and Lean projects are well known, but the potential for greater benefit from combined approaches is being investigated. A joint working group has identified multiple opportunities to strengthen both AWP and Lean. Welcome to CII's AWP and Lean, Stronger Together.
Steve, I'm a little worried about a technical malfunction. I'm not seeing the screen. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. So hello and welcome. I'm Kristen Hill. I'm the Director of Education Programs with Lean Construction Institute. Really want to welcome you to this wonderful AWP plus Lean Stronger Together conference this morning and tomorrow. It's a two-day virtual conference. It's a very strongly collaborative effort between the Construction Industry Institute, CII, and the Lean Construction Institute, LCI. And it was developed by a very strong group of subject matter experts from the industry who've been working to put this program together. Hopefully the video gave you a little bit of a insight as to what will be coming for you for today, and we hope that we keep you absolutely riveted in your seats. Steve, do I have keyboard? So the Lean Construction Institute is a member-based organization. Our mission is to transform the fragmented design and construction industry through lean thinking, tools, and technology. We strive to integrate our very isolated industries and create extraordinary value for all project stakeholders. Our plans include developing research products to help companies implement lean production more effectively, learning programs to help answer the why and how of lean implementation, and unique and national and regional activities to promote lean learning, networking across the industry. We encourage you to examine these and other LCI procedures during the following topics. Steve, I don't have keyboard. So.
Okay. Are you? Is it working for you?
Let me see. Sorry, everybody, about the little malfunctions going on here.
Okay. It seems to be progressing. Making sure you're clicking through. It's going backward and forward.
Okay, I'm where I need to be.
Awesome. No worries.
Okay. Great way to start the morning. Okay, so the program today first is going to kick off with two simultaneous sessions. One will be the AWP and the other will be the Lean Essentials. This will be an opportunity to learn a little bit about each of these approaches. So I would encourage you to go to the one that you know the least about. It's going to set some foundation for us moving throughout the next 2 days, or today and the rest of today and tomorrow. The second session will be an AWP plus Lean SWOT analysis. And that session will be coming together and looking at how Lean and AWP align, where there's opportunities, and so forth. So I think that'll be a very interesting session to be in. The afternoon will be more around industrialized construction, modularization, and field assembly. And then we will have an interactive audience session. So a jam-packed day. One of the things that both AWP, CII, AWP, and Lean share in common is the absolute focus on safety. And we all start our sessions with a safety moment, and we're going to be doing that both today and tomorrow. So today's safety moment is going to be 7 characteristics of a positive safety culture. Number 1, nothing takes precedent over safety. And that means absolutely nothing. Safety comes absolutely first. All personnel share the same responsibility for safety, and that means for themselves and for each other. The safety system is informed by the workforce. It's something that is pushed at the workforce, but is both ways. We need to understand that the workforce may often know how to go about doing something the safest way, or recognizing when it is or isn't safe. Safety systems are constantly improved. Those of you who know Lean, and as you learn about Lean today, you will know that Lean is about continuous improvement. So that, of course, applies to the safety system. Communication occurs openly between the workforce and the management. This, again, from the Lean perspective, which I come more strongly from, it's very important. We see it as you have to create the space and the culture and the time for that to happen, and not just expect it to happen because you say it's going to. You have to really create that culture to support that open communication. Management plays an active role in demonstrating safety as a top priority. All leadership needs to, walk the talk and not just do the talking. So that is absolutely important. And then stopping work for safety concerns is not met with negativity, ever. Even if it was a false stop, it should never be met with negativity. So that is our safety moment for the morning. So a little bit about how this summit came to be. Both the Lean Construction Institute and the Construction Industry Institute are committed to improving construction performance and creating safer construction projects that are more sustainable. So we have this foundation that is in common. And what happened was some folks who were familiar with both sides said, we should really start to look at where there's alignment here, where we could do things to align more strongly, how we can together create something that's more powerful to support the industry. So this joint working group was formed and has been working for, I'd say, close to a year now, meeting every other week, doing work in between. It's been a very active, very passionate group. And the group then decided that it made sense to bring forward a summit to start to share the findings and to involve the communities at the larger communities in the conversation. And that is what this summit will be about. And then the joint working group is also planning to develop a practitioner's white paper coming out of this summit. So to set us up for the day, I'm going to go through a little bit of who you're going to be seeing at a very high level. As people come on into the sessions, they will be introducing themselves, so we're not going to spend that time doing this now. And also point us back to the fact that everybody's bios and so forth were in the program. So we're going to try to keep it a little bit lighter on all the introductions today. But here are the companies that were supporting the folks who have been involved in the development of the information today, and who are also will be the presenters. So I'll give you a moment to just take in some of those names and grab myself a sip of coffee. And very much would like to thank our sponsors for their support in this. Again, I'll give you some time to take a look at the names that are in here, but most importantly, would like to encourage you to visit the sponsors area in the feed loop, which is the portal that you came in through today. You should be able to find the exhibition areas and so forth for that through that portal, and chat with the subject matter experts from these companies. But again, thank you very much for the strong support to everybody who was involved in this. Going to start to flash up some of the folks who are part of the thought leadership team. And again, these folks will all be speaking, and at the points in time where they come in to speak, they will be introducing themselves. And these are all your day one speakers, the lovely faces which you will be hearing from. You start to become a little bit familiar with some of the folks you'll be seeing. So our morning session, as I said, we'll start off with this idea that we have either the AWP Advanced Work Packaging Essentials, or track 2 will be the Lean Essentials. Each of these will be foundational to understanding the subject matter that you maybe are the least familiar with. Definitely make sure that's the one you go to. We will go into that. We will go into 11 o'clock in those sessions, but during each of those sessions, there will be a 30-minute break. We will then take a break. We'll come back and we will have the SWOT analysis of the AWP and Lean. Then we will break for lunch. Now, this is all Central Time. I want to remind everybody. It doesn't align with my time zone, and it may not with yours, but those are the times that we will be breaking. And then the afternoon will be industrialized modularization, and then production system design and implementation, followed by a break, and then we will get into industrialized construction, and then we will have an audience interaction and panel discussion at the end of the day. It'll be highly interactive. And Steve, you got a video for us?
I do. One moment.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Victor Sanvito of Southland Industries. We've been working in a broken industry that has declined in production efficiency over the last 50 years. Projects are frequently over budget and delivered late. We suffer 800 deaths and thousands of injuries each year. In response to customer and supply chain dissatisfaction, Lean Integrated Project Delivery has been created as a relationship-based system. It is founded on commitments and accountability that improves trust and builds a more satisfying experience every step of the way. Teams are integrated through collaborative tools and search for ways to eliminate waste, specifically at the handoff of work. Teams seek to continuously improve through reflection. Lean IPD processes are designed to remove variation and create continuous workflow to drive significant improvement in predictability, all while strongly encouraging respect for all people involved. These practices ultimately lead to higher quality, lower cost projects. Partners come together in a collaborative environment and learn to function as one team by creating long-term business partnerships.
Good morning. I'm Robert Weibel, who's one of the co-moderators for the two-day program. I'll actually be moderating day 2, sharing duties with Kristen Hill over the 2 days. CII is pleased to be a joint partner in welcoming you all to this program. We have been working on AWP for quite a number of years, and as Kristen Hill explained, we had a work group inside our AWP Community for Business Advancement that reached over and began a dialogue here around the issue of let's look at ways we can collaborate and share information both on Lean and on AWP for our respective members and indeed for the construction industry. If we go to the next slide. The Construction Industry Institute's been around since 1982, and there we go. And is a research development center as a part of the University of Texas in Austin. We have 5 sectors representing different industry types, 9 communities for business advancement, and 4 standing committees, which conducts an annual conference, and we hold webinars like this one we're holding today. Our mission is to provide a research development platform to create and drive innovative solutions that tangibly improve business outcomes through academically based disciplined approach. This is a unique opportunity for us, together with the Lean Construction Institute, to address for you all questions you may have on AWP and Lean practices. Those of you joining the two sessions, the entire conference is videotaped and recorded. So if you would like to go back and take a look at what was covered in the other session that you're not in this morning, you can do that after the program. And with that, I'm going to move us on to Fernando España, who headed our work group. Fernando?
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Bob, sorry. So welcome to the summit. My name is Fernando España. I'm the chair of the Joint Working Group. And as you know, and what we just heard from Kristen earlier, as we mature in our AWP and Lean practice, it became abundantly clear that there are certain areas for improvement. However, AWP and Lean is not well understood outside the sectors they currently operate in, AWP in the EPC industrial environments and Lean in the AEC building environments. We needed to address the claims from the Lean community that AWP doesn't work, and likewise for Lean from the AWP community that had been built up over the past 2 decades. So what we saw was during the CURT, March 2020, the CURT conference, discussions with Lean practitioners uncovered the misperceptions of AWP methodologies, and a healthy debate was started. And we realized that it's time that we lead the industry in embracing these hybrid solutions of AWP, Lean, and other effective practices. And last year, in the October 2020 AWP conference, we held an AWP plus Lean breakout session to introduce the opportunity. And then how did we form? This is interesting. October 2020, Dr. Jorge Venegas, Dean of the College of Architecture of Texas, A&M, does a virtual introduction between Eric Crivella of DCW, Digital Construction Works, and Dr. Zofia Ripkowski, who is here today from Texas A&M. And then November 2020, we formed this AWP plus Lean core group of industry thought leaders, and then we kicked off the actual joint working group in March of this year. So starting bi-weekly meetings. So our first AWP webinars were held on March 18th, 2021, and on September 8th. So it's starting to really get legs, and we're excited. So what's been on our plate? One is the summit, of course, that you're all attending. And we're planning for others, of course. We're putting together a practitioner's white paper and outlining industry best practice. Hope to get a version out by the end of this year. And that will spur the needed funding for research. And we want to debunk this perception that these two methodologies cannot coexist, and that in fact their common goals and uniqueness of application will enable us to accelerate the step change in project delivery performance, something we're all looking for. Finally, we're looking to encourage organizations to explore how they can leverage a blend of these methodologies and adopt one that's right for them and their projects. So that's all what AWP and Lean is really looking forward to, and getting your feedback in this summit is what we really would like to get back. So that's it for me. So with that, I'll hand it off.
All right, thank you, Fernando. Not sure if I have screen control back. I do, okay. We're all still this far into it. We're still getting used to what we have to do with virtual platforms. So again, the first session will be the idea of the 2 sessions, 2 tracks, AWP Essentials or the Lean Essentials. And we will, at the end of the morning here, as we kick you off, remind you of how to go to them. But you will go back to your feed loop, go to sessions. And for the Lean Essentials, you will need to pick the Lean Essentials and join the stream. It will take you off to a side Zoom meeting. Those of you doing the AWP Essentials, you will have it easy. You will stay right here. The second session after that will be the AWP plus Lean SWOT analysis. And what I'd like to do is invite Jamie and Rebecca to share a little bit of a preview of what that session will look like.
Thank you, Kristen. So in today's session on the SWOT analysis of AWP and Lean, we're going to hear from Nigel Harper of Integrated Project Delivery and from Eric Cravella of Digital Construction Works. Now, I've had the pleasure of working with Eric in particular in leading the CII AWP Community for Business Advancement, or the CBA, for about the past 5 years. Nigel and Eric, they're going to present where we are so far in the AWP plus Lean Joint Working Group with identifying strengths and weaknesses of each of the two methodologies. And they're also going to share common strengths of the two as we look to bridge gaps and really bring the communities together to become even stronger and to add more value to projects. Nigel and Eric are also going to share AWP and Lean case studies along with their personal perspectives on top strengths and weaknesses of AWP and Lean. I'd like to turn it over now to Rebecca to share her thoughts on this session that'll be coming up today.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Jamie. So I've been with JDUN for the last 9 years, and prior to that, I was a consultant in the AEC industry, really focused on helping project teams and organizations apply lean thinking and lean principles to their work. So sometimes this meant organizational transformation, sometimes it was leadership coaching, sometimes it was just helping a general contractor with last planner system on a project, or an IPD team implementing target value delivery. Something that's really interesting around the word lean that I've learned over the years, and those of you who have been involved in lean for some time are, I'm sure you're very much aware of this. When I say lean, it means something in my head, but it might mean something different in Jamie's and something different in Kristen's. And that's because the word is so, it's got so many different levels of abstraction to it. So it's got everything from high level of like the values or principles like continuous improvement or respect for people, to different kinds of methods, all the way down to detailed things like specific tools and activities like the last planner system. So sometimes when you use the word lean, some people might think that means last planner system, and some people might think it means value stream mapping. And the reality is it means all of those things. So imagine 14, 15, 20 people who are nerd, geek, lean thinking people like me, and then 15, 20 people who I'm assuming are same level of nerdish within AWP, getting together and having these really great, robust conversations on how these things interact, how they support each other, and just taking all that passion and trying to really be thoughtful and put some framework around it. So we don't pretend to have all the answers. I don't think, right? Not yet. But we've made some great headway on that. And obviously, as the industry is going to continue changing, so these thoughts and ideas around it, we need to continue learning how to improve them and adapt them and really focus on the value we're giving to our projects going forward. So Jamie mentioned the SWOT analysis that's coming up for both lean and advanced work packaging. I'm really excited to see and hear from the two different perspectives, the final results of, or the current results of where they are now with that, and very specifically diving into the two different case studies that highlight the breadth of AWP and the breadth of lean. So join us a little bit later for that.
All right, thank you both. And at this point then, I would like to move to inviting John, the two Johns, we got the John team here, to tell us a little bit about the upcoming why industrialized construction modularization and field assembly is an important topic.
Mr. Fish, why don't you take it? Why don't you give us a good start?
Oh, Fish, you're on mute.
John Fish, are you muted?
Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it now, right? Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes, we can.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you go to the slide there, Kristen, if you would? Can you do that? Okay, this is, by the way, I'm John Fish, Director of Innovation and Technology for Ford Bacon and Davis out of Baton Rouge. And we've developed for AWP our project management steps. And there's a whole series of things we go through. When it comes to modular, I don't have to convince anybody that modular is important, and we really need to adapt all of our principles to that. CII did a really good job. They have a CII modular community of business advancement, and then we have the AWP community of business advancement. If they merged those two together into a joint working group, and they've done some phenomenal things. I know I've got a real education by attending this joint working group. But what I want to point out is, and in our lesson learned, and I think the industry in general, is we have a tendency to make that decision to go to modular too late. And the earlier, the better. And matter of fact, our standard practice at Ford Bacon and Davis is to assume that everything, I mean, everything is going to be modular. That's just the way we're going to go in. And then when you go through your PM steps here, you've identified step 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4. Now you start looking and you're going to validate, does this particular component really lend itself to modularization? Because it's a lot easier to go from a modular mindset to a stick build mindset than it is from stick build to modular. And that, like I said, that decision is usually made too late. But the importance here is the construction driven. The sequence of delivering and installing those modules is critical. And the sequence of delivery and installation is going to drive the procurement and the and engineering requirements to support those modules. So that's pretty much our take here at Ford Bacon and Davis on validating module opportunities early in that project before you ever start to set your execution plan in place. Thank you, Kristen.
Hey, I'm John Strickland, and I'm with Burns & McDonnell, and I've been actually active in both CII and LCI for actually decades. And when it comes to modularization, complete agreement here that the key thing is you have to start that early. You have to make your modularization strategy before you ever do your detailed design. But the big thing, what I might add to what John said, is from a Lean perspective, we want to bring the actual fabricators and actual performers into the process as early as possible. And we want to be open to new possibilities. So one of the great things about Lean is this engagement of our trade partners, but I think you're going to hear Amy talk a little bit later on about we need to be open to new possibilities. So we need to engage the people who may not know other ways and other possibilities for a modular approach. And then make this all work, the world keeps changing. So we have to have some sort of commercial and organizational agility to be resilient and adaptive. So modular is going to go a big way. We have to have an adaptive system to make it work. Thanks.
Thank both of you. So I'm going to move a little bit quickly here because we are at a little bit of a time crunch already. So throughout the day, we will be using Slido.com as an interactive tool. I'm going to show you what we need to do that. We're going to have a little bit of a practice session coming up on that, but do know that that is going to be the way we interact, the way we have our Q&A at the end, and the way that you can interact with the presenters along the way. So ways to be engaged during this summit. You can go in through your event portal, the feed loop, get to know speakers and other attendees. There's an opportunity to do public chats, direct messages, connect with folks you don't know, say hi to somebody you'd like to know. There are going to be themed video chat groups in the networking session, so you can go and join those. You can visit the sponsors' virtual booths. There are apparently some free resources there. But a great way to learn more about the folks who are sponsoring this and what they have going on that supports AWP and Lean. And you can use the new photo booth feature to put a face to your name. But more importantly, even than all of that, is to make sure that you interact using Slido.com. The event code will be AWP Lean. And we will be using that throughout, as I said, for polls, for Q&A. You can use your smartphone, your tablet, your PC. And we are going to now do that. Steve, are you coming in with a...
Yeah, yes, I'll run this poll now. So please, as Kristen advised, visit slido.com on your computer, your phone, your tablet, enter event code AWP Lean. And in just a moment here, I'm going to show you our current poll. Okay, here we go. You'll see the QR code on the left-hand side, which you can also scan to access the event directly.
We got some people who are fast at it. We got a consultant who's fast at it. Imagine that.
So we've had 35 responses so far. You can see in the top right. Approaching 50 responses. And it looks like it's starting to slow down a little bit. Oh, 60 now.
Yeah, we'll give it just a little more, Steve. I'm wanting to keep an eye on time here. We are already a little bit over. Maybe we can come back after the 2 sessions and we can show what our final was, if that would be okay with everybody. I'll go ahead. Can we move ourselves on?
Sounds great. One moment.
Okay. It's a nice mix. Great to see. Certainly a lot of constructors here, and then pretty evenly mixed. So interesting.
So that brings us to the end of your slides.
Okay, so that takes us to time to go to either the AWP Essentials or the Lean Essentials. And again, if you're going to the AWP, just hold tight. If you're going to the Lean, you're going to go back into your feed loop and go to sessions and pick the Lean Essentials sessions. And I will see you Lean folks there in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Kristen. And we're going to move over to Robert. Thank you.